In 2014, iNew was very popular with their iNew V3. At that time, it was one of the few China phones that had a nice design combined with some good hardware. Especially the built-in NFC was something that created a lot of attention, as that was rarely seen in a budget China phone. This year we haven't seen or heard much from iNew, and in fact there has been almost silence from them. But now we again see iNew, this time with a monster 5000 mAh battery phone. Recommended for users who don't require the highest hardware specifications, but rather want long and good battery life. I'm Styler and this is the iNew L4 from efoxshop.com. So the first thing I noticed about the iNew L4 is that it almost looks like the Bluebow X550 that I also reviewed some time ago on my channel. But the L4 is about $33 cheaper. Actually, I believe that it is a rebrand of the same hardware. The specifications and quality is almost the same, with only some few changes to the design, colors and back cover. The iNew L4 comes in two versions, a 1GB and a 2GB RAM version. The version I'm going to test in this video here is the cheaper one with only 1GB RAM. But if money is no problem, I would definitely go for the 2GB RAM version instead. So the iNew L4 comes with a 5.5-inch HD display, dual SIM, is using the budget MTK6735P SoC that is only clocked at 1 GHz but good for the battery life. It has a 13 megapixel rear camera and a 5 megapixel front camera, Android 5.1 out of the box, and has of course also support for 4G LTE. Let's now have a look at the box. So the packaging looks like this, a white box. We have here a metallic green side and we see the iNew on the top, high-end smartphone. So on the back side we find some specifications, informations about the specs and the phone. So we see them here in the top in English, in German, so on. And below we have a QR code, we have the website to inewphone.com. We see it's from Shenzhen, and we also see the FCC and CE logo. So that's it for the box. So together with the phone, first of all you get here a cover, plastic cover here, soft cover to protect the backside and the sides. Then we find here the Wallcharger, and let's see the specifications. We see it's 5 volt, 1.5 amp, branded with iNew and the CE logo. Seems to be in a very good quality, very thick plastic here. And then we also have here the micro USB cable. We see here the iNew logo. Seems to be in a standard quality, nothing special. We find here some earphones. Let's have a closer look here. You see the iNew logo again. They are just white. And included is also a USB on the go cable. So you can, for example, use a USB stick, USB storage, a mouse, keyboard and so on. But you can also use this one here to charge another phone. So put this into the iNew and put USB cable inside this one here and connect another phone to charge. So for example, if you have two phones and the small phone is running empty for power, just connect this to the iNew and use the iNew as a power bank. Very convenient and cool feature. I will of course also show this later in the video. And last, there are some papers also included here. So a quick start guide that only shows the phone in few steps. You see the features and the functions, the buttons and the back cover. Of course in English. So that's it for the content. Let's have a look at the phone design. On the top we find the light and proximity sensor, a red notification LED, the ear speaker and a 5 megapixel front camera. The phone has a 5.5 inch HD display and in my opinion the display quality is just average. In the bottom we find the touch buttons, menu, home and back, which doesn't have any kind of backlight. On the back side, which is removable and made of hard plastic, we find a 30 megapixel rear camera together with a single LED flash. Inside the phone we will also find a 5000 mAh battery. And last we have the rear speaker, which provides average sound quality. In the bottom of the phone we only find the microphone. On the right side we find the volume rocker together with the power button. In the top we just find the 3.5mm headphone jack together with the micro USB port that also support USB on the go. And last on the left side we find nothing. Here we just have the thick frame made of plastic. So here we see the back side of the phone. We see it supports a TF card, it's dual SIM. Below here we also find the huge 5000 mAh battery. And last we have the speaker. Okay, let's now have a look at the phone and let me first show you double tap to wake. So you can see that here we have the shortcuts for the dialer and the camera below here in the bottom. And let me also just try to slide up. So off-screen gestures are supported. Let me try M for music. So the music player. So this is working great. You see here the stock UI. This one here is a little bit different than the normal Android we know, because this UI also supports themes. You see here theme manager, but I must say that as you notice the icons are not exactly in the same size, and that is something I don't really like, because you can see the music player icon is very big, the theme manager icon is smaller. But let's just have a look inside. And you can see here it's also possible to choose a theme called Google, and this one will look more stock. We have here the wallpapers, system wallpapers, live wallpapers and gallery. And let me scroll a little bit here in the UI. So as you notice it's okay smooth right now, but I must admit that when you load the phone heavy it tends to lag a little bit, and I believe it's because of this is only the 1 GB RAM version. And if you're going to get this phone here, I would definitely recommend to get the 2 GB version, because with 2 GB I believe it will be better. And let's have a look inside the app drawer. Here you see the buttons, they have no kind of light. Unfortunately they have saved this, so buttons no light, but in the top we will actually find here a red notification LED, and this will work if you have missed called or SMS. So let me just try to show you this, and there will unfortunately only be this red color, there are no blue or green. But I guess this is better still than nothing. And now let me show you the viewing angles. And these are really good on this device. You can see here the colors are very vibrant. The picture is still sharp from the side. Let's try from this side here also, and from the top. So this is definitely an IPS. So overall the screen is pretty good, but if you tilt it like this you actually notice that it's possible to see like a texture, a pattern here on top. It's small areas on top, and seems to be the touch panel that you somehow can see through the glass. But it's only if you tilted the phone like this you could actually notice them in the light. If you use the phone as normal or you look directly, you can see it's totally black, so you don't see it at all. And also when the display is on like this. You can't see that on the display, so I guess it's okay. Let's now try out the multi-touch test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no 6. So maximum 5 multi-touches are supported. Let's have a look at the reception and Wi-Fi. So I must say the Wi-Fi on this phone here is really good, and I didn't have any kind of problems with the Wi-Fi. Sometimes this one here even got a better signal than my Galaxy S6, so I was very surprised about the good reception. And you also see the network reception is, I would call, normal, almost in full. So there are no kind of reception or Wi-Fi problems on this model. Let's now try out a test call. Let's try the proximity sensor. It's working.
Change your personal options. Press 2. You have no messages in your voicemail box.
Let's try out the ear speaker.
To change your personal options, press 2.
Okay, so you can hear the ear speaker here is also loud and clear. Next up, let's have a look on the quick toggles. First of all, so we see here for data connection, audio profiles, we have Hotknot support, hotspot, and auto rotation. Let's try to check this one here. Yeah, it's looking good. And we also have here the quick connect for Wi-Fi. Let's try to go into the settings. So with the settings here, of course we have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, we have the Hotknot, and the Hotknot is some kind of alternative to NFC. You can transfer files with another phone that also support Hotknot. We have SIM cards, it's dual SIM of course, and we have display. Inside display we find the Miravision. Below we can also calibrate some sensors. We have the storage. So we have one big partition, one storage for all apps and games. You can of course also insert SD card, micro SD card, and it has support for USB on the go. Let's have a look inside apps. Let's see the RAM consumption. And we see system 170 megabyte used, apps 190. Free is 563 megabyte. I guess it's okay, but it would be much better if you had more free, because some games and some apps will very quickly fill up the RAM. And then we find language and input. It will just support all kind of languages here. Let me just very quick scroll through these. Okay. We have accessibility. Let's have a look. We find the smart wake. Double tap to wake up. You can slide up directly to unlock. You can draw a C to start the dialer, the phone, and so on. Okay, let's get back. Then we find the developer options. We have about phone. We see the build number. Android version 5.1 model number, support for wireless update, and this actually also works. I got one update already. Okay, so that's it for the settings. And as a new thing, I will also check here for the Stagefright vulnerability. Let's try here the detector, and we can see this phone here as about 95% of all Android devices is also affected here. So next I'm going to show you the power bank feature of the iNew. So I will charge the phone here, the black view, with the iNew, and what you have to do is to connect a normal USB charging cable to the phone you want to charge. That one you then connect here to the included USB on the go cable. And then last you have to connect this to the phone, and you have to do it in this order, because if you don't do it in this order it may not work. Let me try to insert it here, And let's see what happens now, if this phone here is going to charge or not. Yeah, and now we see the charging symbol, and you see 58%. And actually I tried to let the phones be for some minutes to check if it was charging the phone, and it did charge the phone, so I can definitely say that this is working. And as told before, it's very important that you connect it just like I showed you here in the video, because if you connect it first to the iNew and first to the phone, and then for example you just connect these two at the last step, then it may not work. Actually I tried that and it didn't charge at all, nothing happened. But as soon as I did it in the steps I showed before, where I connect this as the last step to the phone, then it would actually work. And let's now have a look at the phone. So before it's at 58%. So yeah, it says 59% now. So yeah, it is working. Let us also try here a USB stick to see if normal USB on the go is working. Yeah, and we see it's found as external USB storage. File manager. Yeah, it's found the USB stick. Pictures. So this is also fine. Good. Let us also try the music player and do a small sound test. So the rear speaker I would just call average. Not the worst I have heard, but also not the best. Let's try it out. Okay, let's have a look inside the camera app, and it also comes with this camera 360, and don't really like that camera app, but here you can do some extra features and effects, effect camera, selfie and album and so on. But let's get back to the stock camera, and the stock camera is just the normal from MediaTek. We have all the normal settings. We have here HDR, the flash and the front camera. We have the settings. These are also very normal, nothing fancy or special. We have anti-shake, face detection, we have smile shot, and we see the picture size, 13 megapixels. I believe these are interpolated, and likely the real megapixels are only on 8 megapixels. Let's see if I change to standard 43. The same, 13 megapixels. Okay, let's see here, video quality, and for some high resolution photo samples, please have a look below in the video description, because I will upload some samples and provide a link. I can also show you some here, and here you see a test sample I made outside. You see here the can looks really detailed. We can see all the details just fine. Not a bad camera at all. And actually I was a little bit surprised about the quality, because I didn't really expect anything from this camera, but it does provide some okay sharp pictures with a lot of detail. Let me just zoom in so you can see. And now let's check out the LED flash, and actually I'm a little bit surprised about the LED flash, because it's very strong. It's only a single LED, but you can see it's a cool LED flash, and the light is very bright, even far away, as you can see here. And now here to the live GPS test. I ran outside, so I just recorded this so you can see it. And the results are that the GPS is pretty fast. You can see here it has some satellites in view already. So now it has a log, 3D fix, it's down on 5 meters, 4 meters, 10 in use. Unfortunately, there is no support for GLONASS, so these are just normal satellites. Down on 3 meters, and you can also see that the signals are pretty strong, not that bad at all, and it seems also to be pretty stable. Down on 2, so of course it can go up also a little bit sometimes, but overall a pretty nice GPS. Now I'm going to run some different test apps in a game. I will turn up for the background music, so check it out. So now to my personal conclusion about the iNew L4. This phone is only for people who don't need high performance but rather need a phone with good battery life. The hardware like the camera and LED flash is average and does the job okay, but don't expect it to be as good as a $200 phone. The L4 is clearly a low budget phone and we also see that on the price, which I think is very fair. So now to my list of pros and cons. First the pros. It has an okay GPS, fast and stable lock, but it doesn't support any kind of GLONASS. The design and phone quality is fine in my eyes, nothing special, but I'm sure it's okay for many users. It's very straight and simple design. The rear camera provides some fine pictures, not too bad for such a low budget phone. I did not expect too much but was pleasantly surprised by the quality. And last, the 5000 mAh battery is really nice. It provides a lot of power, enough for several days, but the charging is unfortunately on the other hand also very slow, so I recommend just to let it charge overnight. To the cons are that the rear speaker is just in an average quality. The sound could be a lot better. The UI or launcher layout looks a little bit messed up for my taste, and the icons are not all in the same size. I don't really like that look. So while I tested the phone, it did also tend to lag a little bit sometimes, especially when it was heavy loaded, and I guess it is because this version here is only with 1GB RAM. So if you're going for this phone, I would definitely go for the other version with 2GB. And last, it does only have very few built-in sensors, no kind of gyroscope or e-compass, but that was expected because of the very low price. Well guys, that's it for the review. Remember also to check out my blog, you'll find the link in the video description. If you have any questions, please comment below, give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.